Ricochet has everyone talking. Believed to be leaving WWE, and I don't think he should go to AEW. In this video, I'm going to tell you why he shouldn't go to All Elite Wrestling, why he shouldn't go work for Tony Khan, and what he should do instead. And I think it's actually going to surprise you. Now, Ricochet is a guy that initially made his name on the independent scene, right? In New Japan, in Lucha Underground, he was phenomenal. Ricochet can do pretty much any move that you can imagine, and a lot of moves you couldn't even think of. But a lot of people in the wrestling industry believe that he's been undervalued in WWE. And I agree. The thing, though, is you have to keep in mind, while he's a great in-ring worker, he's not the strongest on the microphone, and that has held him back wherever he has gone. So let's try to dissect this situation. And obviously this video is coming out on June 10th. So if it's a smidge dated, depending on when you watch it, that is why. So let's get the overscope of the situation, because there's a lot to unpack here. Because Ricochet finds himself in a very interesting spot as his WWE deals is slated to expire soon. Something other WWE stars are finding themselves in the same position. Your Natalia's, your Chad Gable's, recently Becky Lynch. Now, it was initially reported by PW Insider that Ricochet had given his notice to WWE and was slated to test out the free agent market once his WWE deal is up. Now, in contrast, Dave Meltzer, the Wrestling Observer newsletter, initially reported that things were up in the air before noting on Sunday evening that someone close to the situation said that Ricochet had not given notice. Still, he had not signed a new deal. It was later reported that Ricochet had made up his decision, but there was no confirmation as to what that decision was. Was it to stay with WWE? Was it to leave WWE? Was it to go and sign with another promotion? We don't know. Now, while many have speculated that his decision is to leave WWE, well, we just simply don't know. Now, if he does leave the company, then yes, All Elite Wrestling is most likely his best landing spot, as his style is a perfect match for AEW, and those in the promotion will push AEW Prez Tony Khan to sign him, including Will Ospreay, who has publicly said, hey, you need to leave, you need to come to AEW. Now, on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that Ricochet may be written off of television as early as this week. Potentially the WWE Speed episode that was taped last week and will air on Wednesday, where Andrade beat Ricochet for the Speed title. That could be Ricochet's last match, or they could write him off on Monday Night Raw, depending on the timing of this video. Now, that is the latest that we know on this situation, so that leads us to today's topic. I don't think he should leave WWE for AEW. In fact, I don't think he should leave WWE at all. And I'll tell you why. Look, Ricochet has been consistently used by WWE for the last few years. It may not be in a spot that you want him to be, but at least he's been being used. And under Triple H's leadership, he's been used quite often, right? I mean, he was the Speed champion. Now, you have to keep in mind a few factors. One, he is either engaged or already married. I think he's engaged to Samantha Irvin. She's the ring announcer for WWE. He has been used to traveling and having the same schedule as her. If he leaves WWE, now their lives are flipped upside down. He has a different schedule. She has a different schedule. That's hard on relationships. If he goes to AEW, will he make a big splash initially? Yes. But here's what you're not thinking. After a few weeks, maybe even months, yes, he'll be having great matches. But AEW has such a loaded roster that if you think a Mercedes Moné, an Okada, a Will Ospreay, they haven't moved the needle for AEW, why do you think Ricochet will? Now, Will Ospreay, Okada, Moné, they're top stars. Ricochet will not be a top star in AEW. He will be a guy that can put on a great match. He will be a Malachi Black-esque character. That's the reality of the situation, folks. He will be essentially in the same position that he's in WWE right now if he goes to AEW. So you take that into consideration. You need to factor in, while yes, Tony Khan may or may not, we don't know, but let's just assume that Tony Khan is going to give him a blank check and pay him more than WWE. If, let's say, Tony Khan offers him, $1.25 million, and AEW and WWE is only offering him $1 million a year, is that $250,000? Is it worth changing his schedule with his wife? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think it would be. Now, with AEW, yeah, you're on a much reduced schedule. You're working Wednesdays, maybe Saturdays, and then once a month or so, you're going to work Sundays for pay-per-view events. If I'm Ricochet and I lay out the factors, okay, if you stay with WWE, and let's say it's a 5-year deal, because that's usually what WWE signs talents to, you're going to be 40 when that deal is up. You're going to have to change your schedule and your style when you hit that age. You have to factor that in. But everything that I just laid out, I don't see a reason why you would leave a WWE for an AEW. Schedule, money, style, position. It just, if you're making a pros cons list, I don't see it. I don't buy it. If you look at, you can go down the list of all the guys that have come from a WWE to join an AEW, or has gone from a New Japan or a TNA and has joined AEW. Some have made it, some have missed. Unfortunately, when you have such a loaded roster, there's a lot more misses, right? WWE, they're very calculated with the talent they call up and the talent that they use consistently on television. AEW, it feels like in a lot of ways, Tony Khan is just throwing darts with names of like, okay, I'll use this guy for this show, and then they'll disappear for 3 months. Right? Miro. Where is Miro? Where's Lance Archer? Lance Archer's working ROH right now. Right? That's a problem in AEW. That's something you need to keep in mind when you're talking about this potential move. Let me know down in the comments area below whether or not you agree with my hot take or not. Hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time we upload new wrestling content here to the channel, and I will see y'all in the next video.